the couple that live next door, and then the wife of the couple that lives next door goes missing. I read the book, so I pretty much know the whole story. But I'm gonna go see the movie, of course. So, all right. Well, this is KMS 10 at 10. Thanks for joining in, guys. This is where we talk about digital marketing every Friday, usually live at 10 a.m. The last couple of weeks we had some technical difficulties, but we're back on, so everything's good. I'm Ashley Heining.
I'm Luke Majerus.
Today I'm talking about there are some updates to Google's search indexing, so I'll touch on that.
I'm going to talk about updates to Google's contextual targeting for AdWords, and we also have a special guest, Sam, who's usually behind the camera. He's going to make an appearance, and we're going to talk about content marketing with him.
Yeah, so a lot of exciting stuff today.
Don't forget, have any questions, please comment below or use the hashtag KMS10 at 10. We'll eventually post these videos to YouTube, the Key Media Solutions, and we have our Snapchat, Key Media. Check that out. We post there every once in a while.
Except for I sent a Snap to it the other day and no one's opened it yet.
Sam. I'll get into my first topic. So in AdWords, for display advertising, well, so the banners on web pages, Google updated their contextual targeting. Contextual targeting, for those who don't know, it's when you target specific keywords that will show up in the actual web page. So a company that sells blue shoes, you want to show your ads when people are reading about blue shoes in articles and blogs. So you can target those certain keywords, and it'll show up when your ad will show up when they're looking at the page. Google is now changing it up, and they're changing it to audience. Well, you can do one and two, audience or content, where content will still be the way that they originally had it, but audience will be targeting people that show interest in those keywords.
Yeah.
So even if they search on Google for blue shoes, and they go to a website, but then they go to a different website, nothing to do with the blue shoes, they know that they're interested in blue shoes, so they're going to show them those ads.
Yeah.
So it's just another way to really narrow down and find your target audience.
Yeah, and what they had said was that kind of targeting system had the least amount of control for marketers, and so you kind of pushed it out, and there wasn't a lot of optimization opportunity that you could do. So now you can split it out and say you want to target either the audience or the actual content on the page. What I would recommend if you're going to do that is like break out your campaign and target both, like two separate ad groups, and see which one performs the better. Mm-hmm. If you still wanted to target all, like both of those tactics, and then optimize from there. Which one is performing better, turn off the other one, or increase bids, or whatnot. But yeah, still target both, and then just optimize towards whichever one's performing better.
Yeah.
So, cool. So my topic now is, if we know how Google indexes their search results pages, they only have one single index for all the documents that they're pulling. They just recently announced at SMX East in New York recently, a conference, that they will be rolling out two separate indexes, one for mobile and one for desktop. So what Google is saying is like mobile is getting more and more important on those search results. They're seeing, as we've heard forever, is that there's more and more searches for mobile phones. In 2015, they pushed out that new algorithm that really put priority on the websites that were mobile friendly. We remember that. That was a huge, huge big deal. And then they also started adding in accelerated mobile pages, AMP, into the search results, which are options for sites that have faster loading times. And they would notify people on their searches saying like, hey, these pages load faster on your mobile phone. So they're really pushing importance of those mobile search results. Well, now they're going to have two different indexes. One indexing for mobile and one indexing for desktop. And the desktop one, they said, will not update as often. And that's starting to kind of alarm people and bring up concerns. That's about as much detail as they've pushed out. They're not really saying right now how it's going to index differently, what it's going to do, how it's going to affect desktop. Are those desktop results just going to be like older? How often are they going to index or update those indexing? They haven't given up much detail. So there's a lot of talk right now, and it's supposed to be rolling out in the next couple months. So
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, yeah, we can talk about as much as we want, but we just don't know enough about to really,
Yeah.
pass on the information. But it's just something that's
I think it's going to be something that is going to be notifying businesses and marketers a lot in the next coming weeks to notify them, like, hey, this is what's going to happen. You'll see kind of the consequences for not having those mobile-friendly pages or that mobile-friendly content once they roll out, like they've always done. Not much of a how to update beforehand, just kind of like, hey, prepare yourself, but we're not going to tell you how to prepare yourself. So just as long as, I would say, be as mobile-friendly as you can with your website. It's no new news. So, cool. Well, our next topic is with Sam, our content specialist. So we'll bring him on.
welcome,
Hello.
Sam.
Hello, everybody. So, like Ashley and Luke said, my name's Sam. I'm the content specialist here at Key Media Solutions, and I'm going to be talking about content marketing today. And I encourage everyone to ask questions about content marketing. This is the first time we've really brought it up in a 10 out of 10, and I think that's great, just because you hear a lot of news about content marketing. So I think this is great that we're going to talk about it. So what I'm going to be focusing on today is a problem that I and a lot of content experts see with businesses trying to pursue content marketing today. And remember, if you have any questions about whatever they asked, we're talking about too, comment and we'll get to those too. Okay, so here's the problem. Today's businesses know that content marketing is important. Like, that's just really no news. Everyone knows that content is taking off. Content's king is what you hear a lot of people say. In fact, 78% of chief marketing officers believe that custom content is the future of marketing. Now, that's not traditional, that's not online, that's just marketing in general. People are just pushing out content. But here's the problem. The problem is that only 41% of marketers know what a content strategy actually looks like. So people know content is important, but they don't know what plans to put in place, what processes to put in place to actually get it out there. So, and I think a big reason for that is people don't realize the time it takes to put in content and make sure that everyone's working for it. So let me give you an example, and comment below if you ran into any of these problems before. Not sure what type of content your customers are going to engage with. So content takes a lot of different forms. Blogs, white papers, videos, podcasts, case studies, you name it. It takes a lot of different forms, and people don't know what type of content their customers are going to want to see.
Yeah.
And so that usually stops the production right there. Not sure the best or the right place to distribute that content. So where should I put it? On social media? Should it be hosted on the website? If it should be on social media, what platform should I use? A lot of those questions people fail to answer.
Yeah.
And then just the last one, and this is the big one that everyone runs into, not having enough time. Not having enough time to create the content, and then not being able to produce it on a consistent basis. So those are some of the problems that I think a lot of people run into. And so what I wanted to do today before the show's over, I just wanted to give a couple of quick tips that people can finish watching the show before you start your weekend to start your own content strategy. My first one's this: write it down. Write it down. An actual documented content strategy is going to do a lot for your business just by getting everyone on the same page. In fact, only 37% of marketers have an actual documented content strategy. So that means people just have an idea of what they should be doing, but don't have anything in place to get their whole business on board, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, so if I had to give one piece of advice, it's just sit down with your team and try and figure out the purpose of your content. What are you trying to accomplish by doing this producing this content, whatever it might be, and then getting everyone on board with it. So, and then the second one is stay consistent with your content. Getting everyone on board with it is the first step, but then actually putting in place steps to make sure that you're producing content and publishing it on a regular basis. I think those are two really easy steps that people can start using right away. And I did want to help out a little bit, so I have Jess queued up here, ready to, she's going to comment a link so you can download the template that we use for our content calendar. A content calendar is going to do a lot of things. It's just going to get everyone on board with it, going to understand the responsibilities, the type of content they're making, and just get everyone organized. It's going to help produce content on a regular basis. So, that's just a couple of content things. And I don't know what you guys have seen, but I just know the talk about online and content and the content production has just been huge right now. And I just wanted to make sure I covered at least some of those points as we talk about it today. And I know I flew through that stuff. So, if anyone ever does want to talk about content or anything like that, it's pretty much the only thing I do here, so I'd love to talk about it even more.
Talk about it all day long. And I think another good point to make in that with content is analyze how that content performs. So either that's on, if you're posting it on social media, how many clicks are you getting, videos, how long are people watching, are people clicking to watch, your website analytics on Google Analytics, or if you're using a third party, set up scroll tracking to see like if people are viewing the whole article, or just analyzing that data and seeing what's performing for you. Not just pushing a bunch of content and just pushing it out there, but analyzing and seeing what works, and then build off what works, and what doesn't work, be done with that.
And a lot of content production is doing a lot for your business. Just a couple off the top, 3 off the top. It's going to promote brand awareness. It's going to establish your business as an industry expert. And then lastly, it's going to help your SEO. Just having content, having helpful content on your site is going to help your SEO ranking too.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us today, Sam.
Well, thanks for having me. It's fun to be in front of the camera for once. So.
Well, thanks for joining, everybody. This was KMS 10 at 10, live at 10. I'm Ashley Adding.
I'm Luke Majerus.
And I'm Sam Thorson. Well, that wasn't too bad.
It was just terrible, wasn't it?
First time at 10 at 10.
First time.
I'm serious now.
Yep. Tell all your friends.